Barcelona began their 2025 UCL campaign by defeating Newcastle United 2-1 at St. James's Park. If you couldn't tell already, I am super happy. I am thrilled, actually. That's the better word. I'm thrilled. I'm not happy, I'm thrilled. That was amazing. The fact that Barca got 3 points, something they couldn't do last year, by the way, in the first game of the league phase. We know last year they lost against Monaco 2-1. Now, that loss did not end up mattering at the end because Barca finished second on the table and still made it to the semifinal. But still, you want to get 3 points. And the fact that they went into St. James's Park, that is one of the toughest teams, stadiums, and atmospheres Barca have to go to this entire league phase. And walking away victorious with the 3 points in the bag, it cannot go understated how important that is. And especially because a lot of the favorites for this competition picked up 3 points this week. Man City got 3 points today against Napoli. Real Madrid got 3 points against Marseille. Liverpool got 3 points. PSG got 3 points. Bayern Munich got 3 points. All these teams got 3 points. Inter got 3 points. And Barca are part with them. You don't want to be chasing those teams. So, this is just huge, man. There's something different about watching your team play in the UCL. If you have the privilege of watching your team play in this competition, you just know it's different. I was sweating this whole game. My ass was clenched. I was so nervous towards the end when Anthony Gordon scored that goal to make it 2-1. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It does not matter because they got the win. So let's talk about the game. First, we're going to talk about the lineup. In the lineup, we saw Lewandowski get his first start of the season, of course, for Barca because he's been injured going into the year. And today he got his first start, and I was super happy about that because I want to see Lewo be healthy because he's super important for this team. We also saw Gerard Martin at left back because Balde, of course, is still hurt. And then we saw Araujo at center back. And Frankie de Jong obviously was back in the lineup because he picked up a knock during international duty. He didn't play at all against Valencia today. He played the full 90. So we saw a version of Barca's best 11. Of course, it's going to be Balde instead of Gerard Martin. And you would expect maybe Christensen. Like, I know some of you guys don't like Araujo, but Araujo's still really good. But maybe Christensen instead of Araujo. But anyway, that was one of Barca's best starting 11s that we've seen all year. And, you know, in the first half, it was rough to watch, man. I'm not going to lie. Especially those first, 10, 12 minutes. Newcastle were pressing us so high. Like, we couldn't get out of our own half. It was like Barca couldn't find any options to build up. It was really tough. Like, Newcastle were suffocating Barcelona a lot in their own half. And, you know, we expect that from teams when they play Barca because they want to just keep Barca in their own half, not let them get out in transition, not let them play that Hansi Flick style football that they want to play. And Newcastle and Eddie Howe were doing a really good job of it. They actually had they had the better of the chances in the first half, in my opinion, especially that one from Harvey Barnes that Joan Garcia made an insane save on. He made a ridiculous save on that shot. Joan Garcia is insane, man. He like his ability to play from the back helped us so much in that first half because Barca keepers in the past, especially Victor Valdés, in my opinion, when they used to get pressed, when forwards used to come and press them, they would get so nervous. I can remember so many times Valdés fucked up and just gave away a goal because he was afraid of losing the ball when he had it at his feet. But Joan Garcia's not like that, bro. He's so comfortable playing with his feet. He was coming out and claiming crosses. He was making huge saves. Shout out to Joan Garcia, man, in that first half because Barca were not looking good for the first 10 to 12 to 15 minutes, and Joan Garcia just made so many important plays and love the guy, man. Honestly, what a signing he is. But then towards as the second half went on, towards the end of it, and especially in the middle, Barca kind of started to, keep possession more, play more of their football. Newcastle, you could tell, you get tired, bro. If you press for so long, you're going to get tired eventually, and Barca were just doing a good job of keeping the ball and trying to create chances. They didn't create many chances. I mean, there was that one passage of play where, Fermin had the ball and Lewandowski got it, and it was just it wasn't a clear chance, but they were kind of passing it around Newcastle's box. That was the most clear thing Barca created in that whole first half. I'm not going to lie, guys. In that first half, Marcus Rashford was kind of pissing me off. I was getting ready to come on here and say Marcus Rashford is not good enough. And you guys know I love Marcus Rashford. I've backed him a lot. A lot of you guys get mad at me because you say I defend Rashford. And he was not great in that first half. Honestly, the whole attack was not great in that first half. Firmino wasn't great. Rafinha was definitely not good in that first half. Lewandowski was the better of the four, in my opinion, but still not great. Didn't get a goal. And then Rashford lost the ball so many times. He just kept losing the ball. It was leading to Newcastle getting out on the counter and putting Barca in vulnerable positions because their shape was all over the place. So I was not very happy with Rashford in that first half, but I was happy with the backline. I thought the backline actually held their own fairly well. Now, like I said, Newcastle created chances, particularly that one chance from Harvey Barnes. But, Joan Garcia came through. The players, they did good to kind of, absorb that pressure in the first few minutes because we know Newcastle, they were going to be rocking in those first, 5 to 10 minutes. They're back in the UCL at St. James's Park. You're playing Barcelona. They wanted to go out and, maybe get an early goal and make a statement. And Barca in that back line and Joan Garcia did so well preventing that. So, again, the first half wasn't great. I was not really happy with the first half whatsoever. Especially, like I said, those first 10 to 15 minutes. After that, Barca picked it up and kept more of the ball. But they escaped without being down a goal, which is huge. The fact that they escaped that with it being a draw 0-0, it was massive. And in the second half, it was very back and forth. Like I said, Barca and Newcastle were just kind of playing like a basketball team. You go, I go, you go, I go. I thought Newcastle for the first few minutes of the second half were better. But then Marcus Rashford, who, like I said, I've backed. And I was getting ready to come on here and hear from you guys in the comment section. Oh, Rashford's not good enough. You back this guy and he sucks. This is why this is why you guys have to trust Papa, man. Papa. This is why you guys have to trust me, man. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to Marcus Rashford. Not to anything else, but when it comes to Marcus Rashford, I know exactly what I'm talking about. Because I knew this guy was going to come good. I knew this guy was going to come good. He got an assist against Valencia, and then today, he gets 2 goals. And that first goal, man, a cross from Koundé with his weak foot, by the way. A weak foot cross from Koundé. And Marcus Rashford is right there. That was the power he puts on that header is crazy. By the way, that's a far header. He's by the penalty spot, maybe a little bit behind the penalty spot. And he places it beautifully past Nick Pope. What a goal. And when he scored that goal, I was celebrating like crazy, bro. I was so thrilled. I was so ecstatic. It was crazy to see Marcus Rashford. I was so happy to see him get that first goal for Barca because he got that monkey off his back. He got an assist. He got his first goal contribution, like I said, against Valencia. But today he got his first goal. And then the second goal, man. Oh my God. What a second goal from Marcus Rashford. Like, he's dribbling and I don't know what he's doing with the ball. I'm like, dude, just pass it. What are you doing? And then he just lets out a rocket. Crossbar and in. I did not celebrate that goal. I'm not even joking. I didn't celebrate that goal. I just stood there in shock with my mouth open. Like, I just stood there with my mouth open. Pause. Does that sound weird? I don't know. Maybe not pause. People overuse pause in my opinion. That's not a pause moment, okay? Not a pause moment. I sat there with my mouth open, just in awe of what he just did. That was a ridiculous goal from Marcus Rashford. Insane, bro. Insane. And at that point, it was 2-0, and I thought Barca were going to cruise to the victory. But then Anthony Gordon towards the end got a goal. And I'm not going to lie, guys, I have PTSD from watching Argentina in the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Because we know Argentina twice in that World Cup were up 2-0. And twice they gave up that lead. Against the Netherlands in the quarterfinals and then against France in the final. And also against Australia in the round of 16. They were up 2-0 and then Australia scored a goal. And it was close, man. Australia almost scored an equalizer in that game. So from watching Messi and Argentina in the World Cup, I'm petrified of a 2-0 lead. And when Anthony Gordon scored that goal, I was like, okay, we're fucked. He's hyping up the crowd. Maybe they get a goal. Maybe they get a goal. But Barcelona did so well at just holding the ball and absorbing the pressure and not allowing Newcastle to get any real chance after Anthony Gordon scored that goal. I thought the team played so well today, man. I thought they were so composed, especially in that second half. In the first half, like I said, it was rowdy at first. They were kind of, they were kind of in shock, I'm guessing, because of the atmosphere. Because it is one of the best atmospheres I've ever seen. I'm not gonna lie, those Newcastle fans, man, they sing, they're chanting all the time. It's a pressure cooker in that stadium. But like I said, I think they absorbed the pressure so well. And after Anthony Gordon scored that goal, to not allow him to get any other chance really to threaten Joan Garcia, massive from the team. Now let's speak on some of the players here briefly. Joan Garcia, fucking amazing, bro. 10 out of 10. To me, the man of the match. Did so well. I already spoke about him, but I want to speak about him some more. Coming out and claiming crosses beautifully. So well. He did so well. Playing out from the back. He did so well. Shot stopping. He did amazing, bro. He did so... Oh my God. We finally have a real keeper. My voice is... We finally... Guys, this is how much it means to me, man. We finally have a real keeper. We finally have a real keeper. Szczesny, love him. Never made me feel that comfortable. Ter Stegen, like him. Never made me feel that comfortable. Pinto, Claudio Bravo, whoever you want to name, never made me feel that comfortable. Victor Valdez, never made me feel that comfortable. Joan Garcia gives me a confidence when he's between the 3 posts that no Barca keeper's ever given me. And for that, I am forever grateful. Gerard Martin at left back. Not gonna lie, Elanga kind of cooked him at times in that first half and in the second half. He has so much more pace than Rashford. Elanga's so quick and than Rashford. Then Gerard Martin. Elanga's so quick and Gerard Martin is not. So he was kind of cooking him at times, but I think overall he kind of held his own. I'm not gonna lie, I think Gerard Martin is showing a different level now. He's no longer a meme. I gotta stop making fun of this guy. I mean, him and I are twin. Him and I are twin, and I love this guy, man. You guys know how much I love him. I've always backed him. So to see him today, like I said, he wasn't perfect, but he held his own. I thought he played fairly well. Araujo, I thought he did really well, bro. Like, we were so afraid of Newcastle's size in this game, right? Because they have Dan Burn and Guatemala who came in the second half, who's that huge striker they just signed. And to be honest, man, every time Newcastle got a free kick or a corner, nothing really happened. They didn't have a clear chance from a corner or a free kick the same way Inter, by the way, had last year. It wasn't the case here. Even though Newcastle is a very physically imposing team, that's one of their strengths, is the fact that they have all these big, tall players. Araujo, to me, by the way, Araujo standing next to Dan Burn, he guarded him in most of those corners. Araujo's a strong 6'3". A strong 6'3", I'm guessing. Guy was kind of towering over him. Like, Dan Burn is fucking huge. And again, Araujo did so well neutralizing him in those aerial duels from corners and all that stuff. So I was super proud of the way Araujo played. I thought he made a lot of great tackles. I thought his playing out from the back was good. He did a fucking boneheaded move towards the end there where Barca were trying to keep the ball before the end of the game and he just kind of hoofed it up the pitch and we lost possession. And I was like, what are you doing, Araujo, at that point? Just play it back to Joan Garcia. If you don't know what to do, play it back to Joan Garcia. But again, didn't make any mistakes. I thought he had a really, really good game. A very solid game from Araujo. I'm very proud of the way he played because to me, he was amazing. Honestly, he was. Cuarsi, fantastic. What a game from Cuarsi. Holy shit. This guy in the UCL, he never wavers. His hand is never shaking. He's made for these moments, man. He showed it time and time again, whether it was playing against Victor Osimhen against Napoli, whether it was, playing against Dortmund and Gurasi. He's made for these moments, bro. He's shown it time and time again. And today, what a performance from him, honestly. Koundé, fantastic game. This is why I call him the best right back in the world. And people make fun of me. This is why I call him the best right back in the world. Because this is his level. This is his level. He was fucking insanely good today. He doesn't have that same connection with Rafinha on the right-hand side that Lamine Yamal does. Because we know at times they were kind of getting mixed up, him and Rafinha. But I thought going forward, he was amazing. He obviously had the cross for the assist for the Rashford goal, which was a beautiful cross, like I said, with his weak foot. And defensively, he was so sound. Anthony Gordon couldn't do shit. Anthony Gordon couldn't do anything. And Harvey Barnes couldn't do anything against Koundé. Super proud of Koundé. Amazing game. Frankie de Jong and Pedri. I gotta stop doing this. They were fucking great, man. Both of them were great. I cursed too much. I'm sorry about that, guys. I promise you, I watch my videos sometimes and I'm like, bro, you shouldn't have cursed there. I curse too much. In real life, I don't actually curse this much. I have a professional setting that I go to whenever I'm with clients and stuff because I'm not gonna be cursing at a dinner with clients, when I'm at work. So I should do that here because I don't want to curse that much. I don't do it for show. I promise you. It just sometimes comes out. But anyway, I thought Frankie de Jong and Pedri were both really, really good. Pedri, man, we know how good he is. To me, he's the best midfielder on the planet. Today, he did such a good job of controlling the tempo of the game, of giving pausa to the game. Every time Barca were rattled, he would pick up the ball and just kind of calm it down, play little 1-2s, recycle possession. Frankie de Jong helping in the build-up, carrying the ball forward. That's his rightful spot. Okay, that's his rightful spot right next to Pedri. People talk about Bernal, and I love Bernal. Casado, they're all great. Frankie de Jong he's such a high level of player, man. I love the way he plays, honestly. I'm so happy that I've backed him for so long. And when people were shitting on him, because I knew what this guy was capable of. And he's been showing it since he came back into the starting lineup, going back to January of this year. So I thought both of them did extremely well of just kind of calming the game down, giving Barca breathing room when they needed it. Exactly what we want from a midfield duo. Fermin, to me, was one of the worst players on the pitch today. I did not think he imposed his will in the game whatsoever compared to the way he did against Valencia, because he obviously scored a brace in that game today. Had too many counterattacks where he fucked up. He had one counterattack where he fucked up with the pass. Didn't have great moments, in my opinion. Was kind of lost. Wasn't really involved in the game at all. So I wasn't really happy with the way Fermin played. But again, I like seeing Fermin get the start because I prefer him over Olmo. Next, we have left wing. Marcus Rashford. Actually, no. First, let's talk about Rafinha. Right wing Rafinha. He had one chance in the second half where he was trying to do that signature Rafinha shot like he scored against Benfica last year. If you guys remember that league phase game where he cut on his left and tried to curl it around. He didn't get it. That was when Barcelona were 2-0 after the Rashford second goal. But sorry, I had to burp. I think Rafinha really picked it up towards the latter stages of the second half. He played a lot better in the first half. He wasn't losing the ball like Rashford was, but he also wasn't getting involved as much. He was just kind of letting the game pass him by, which Rafinha in this competition, that's not really his MO. Rafinha is that guy in the UCL for Barca. He's been that way going back to last year, and today I didn't think he had his best game, but I still think he made some big plays when he needed to, and I was just super happy that, Rafinha is part of this team, and I don't know what I was going to say there. I don't love the way Rafinha played, but I didn't think he had a terrible game. I don't think he was the worst attacker. I thought that was Fermin. Lewandowski as striker, I thought Leo had some good hold-up play. I thought he wasn't getting much service, but I think his presence on this team it's better than Ferran because he's just a better player than Ferran. And even at this age, Lewandowski is such a threat. Center backs have to give him more attention than they do to Ferran Torres because, again, no disrespect to Ferran, he's a shark, thefinalthird.com, check it out, the link is in the description. But I think Leo, he's a different player, and he, like I said, had some good hold-up play. Didn't get a goal, wasn't really getting service, but overall, I like the way Leo played. And then we go to Marcus Rashford. Like I said, I've backed him. You guys have made fun of me. Have made fun of me. You guys say I protect him too much. Get off Rashford's balls. You're glazing him. This is the talent this guy has. At any given moment, he could change a game. He is an X factor, bro. Marcus Rashford is an X factor. If Barcelona don't get on the phone and call United and bring him in on loan in the summer, we don't win this game. That's a fact. That header was beautiful. The way that he finds that space in the box and he heads it to the far post, amazing. That shot, the second shot, like I said, I just sat there in awe with my mouth open. I couldn't believe what I saw. I couldn't speak. Extremely happy, man. Olmo came in. He had a good shot. When he came in, he had a good shot towards the end of that game where it could have been a goal, but Pope made a good save on it. Overall, man, I'm super happy with the way that Barcelona played. Honestly, I'm so thrilled with the way that they played. I wish they could have kept the clean sheet because I think Joan Garcia deserved the clean sheet today. There's something you could do about that Anthony Gordon goal. Koundé does kind of lose, he kind of lets Gordon get in front of him for that goal, so kind of dock Koundé points for that, but still, I think Koundé was so good, I'm not going to really dock him points at all. I wish Barca could have kept the clean sheet, but again, you can't have everything. They got the win, that's the most important thing. I don't give a fuck about anything else. They got the win, that's the most important thing. And yeah, those are my thoughts on the game. Super happy that Barca got the win. I am thrilled, man. Beautiful game. Rashford building that confidence. Rashford is a confidence player, as we know. He thrives when he's confident. That's when he plays his best football, when he's confident. Getting an assist against Valencia and getting 2 goals today in the UCL. The last time he scored in the UCL was in 2021 when Man United beat Atalanta 3-2 in that game where Ronaldo scored that winner. If you guys remember that, away from home. I'll never forget that game where Ronaldo scored that insane winner. That's the last time he scored in the UCL. His confidence is going to build, and we're going to have a really dangerous player on our hands in the future. So I'm super happy. I love every single one of you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Check out the final thread for the best graphic tees in the game, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.